Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing 6 places that I think you should visit when coming to Brighton. We have been living here for 3 years now, and I would say a question I get asked a lot by people either on YouTube or Instagram is where they should visit when coming to Brighton. So this is going to be part 1 because there's obviously a lot more than 6 different places that I think you should visit when coming here. But I wanted to split it up into 2 separate videos because, like I said, there's just so much to share with you, and I don't want to make this video super long for you to watch. I just want to give you like a little snippet here and a little snippet a little bit later on as well. So I'm going to share why we love these different places that I'm telling you about today. These are going to include sort of like places to visit, but also places where you should eat too. I've also made a couple of videos over on my Instagram sharing different places you should eat when you're coming to Brighton for brunch, lunches, dinners. So I'll link those down below in my description box so you can go and check those out, because there are so many hidden little gems in Brighton that you just have to visit. With all that said, I'm just going to jump straight on into this video, and I'm going to start off with Brighton Palace Pier. Brighton Palace Pier is great for all ages. Obviously, it's got loads of theme park rides, which are perfect for the kids, but also they have quite scary ones, which are great for adults too. The best way to go on the rides is to buy a wristband. This can be a little bit pricey, and if your kids are over a certain age or height, you have to get them adult bands anyway if they want to go on the bigger rides. The last time we went, an adult wristband was £25 for the day, and this is definitely worth getting instead of getting just ride tokens, because the ride tokens actually mount up to the £25 really quickly. On Brighton Palace Pier, you will not only find the rides, but you will also find a brilliant arcade centre too. Definitely be prepared to spend some money on the pier, because between the arcades and the rides and the kind of food and drink stalls on there and the souvenir shops, don't forget, there is lots of opportunity for you to spend your money. So go prepared or go equipped with a packed lunch. The next attraction I would 100% recommend you going on is British Airways i360. There is talk about British Airways stepping down from sponsoring it, but we don't know who the new sponsor is going to be. So when I'm filming this video, it is still the British Airways i360. You literally cannot miss the i360. It is so tall, so wherever you are in Brighton, you will be able to see it sticking up into the sky. It's basically Brighton's version of the London Eye, except instead of it going round in a carousel, you go straight up 162 meters, so you can see a 360-degree bird's eye view of Brighton. I know the weather in the UK is quite temperamental, but if you can do the i360 on a nice day, you will benefit with so much better views than if you would do it on a cloudy or overcast day. The i360 is great for adults and kids. It's about a 30-minute journey up and down, and it does have a bar on board as well, so you can enjoy the scenery while sipping a little glass of Prosecco. Next up, I would definitely recommend either bringing your own or hiring a paddleboard whilst here in Brighton. There are loads of different places you can rent paddleboards from along the seafront. They usually cost about £15 to £20 for an hour, and I would say an hour is actually the perfect amount of time you want to be on the water for, because paddling yourself on the stand-up paddleboards can be quite tiring. But it is such a brilliant way to view Brighton, and it's also a great way to go and see the old pier too. We have our own paddleboard, so we often go down to the iconic old pier, and we will set our paddleboard up and paddle all the way around the pier to get a completely different view of Brighton. This again is a great activity to do when you have a nice day, but you can also rent some wetsuits so that even if it is a little bit colder or overcast, you are still able to paddleboard then. You just want to make sure the sea conditions are right for paddleboarding, but when you do go to hire them, they will let you know if you are able to. Even if it is a little bit choppy, you can still hire a stand-up paddleboard, but just not do the standing up part. We often go out just on our knees or sitting on our bum too, and it is just as good an experience. Next up, we have the Upside Down House in Brighton. This was actually meant to be a temporary feature in Brighton, but it has been here for many years now. It got put up not long before COVID hit, so obviously it stuck around during COVID, and now it is still super busy to go, so I would definitely recommend booking your tickets in advance. This is a great place to take the kids because it is a little bit mind-blowing, as basically you have a house that is upside down. So when you walk into the house, you're actually standing on the ceiling, and all the furniture is stuck to the floor like it would be be a real house. Next up, I'm going to move on to food. This is my favorite. So you cannot visit Brighton without enjoying some fish and chips on the beach. Our favorite place, and this might be up for discussion, but our favorite place to get our takeaway fish and chips from is Bankers. Bankers do have a couple of different shops in and around Brighton, but we like to go to the one that's closest to the seafront so we can grab our fish and chips and walk back down to the beach and enjoy them whilst admiring the scenery. Bankers fish and chips are always so delicious and fresh. Sometimes you do need to wait for them to cook your fish once you have ordered it, but I never mind that because for me, that means it is completely fresh and the chips are never ever soggy. This is definitely a fish and chip shop that I would highly recommend when visiting Brighton. I'm going to finish this video with a place that you need to go to get an ice cream. There is a shop called Morocco's here in Brighton and it sells the best ice cream. Whenever we go on a staycation or holiday, we always have to try the local ice creams, and the place we compare them to is Morocco's. We'll get an ice cream wherever we are and we'll say, is this better than Morocco's? And we have honestly found it quite difficult to find an ice cream that compares to Morocco's. They have a huge variety of flavors to choose from and their scoops are really generous too. Getting an ice cream from Morocco's and then walking down the seafront promenade is such a lovely way to soak in those Brighton vibes. So that's it. Those are the first top 6 things I would recommend when coming to visit Brighton. Like I said, I have got so many more to share with you, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video. I can't wait for you to see Brighton. It is just beautiful and there is so much to do. Every time you come here, you can do something different. So it's a destination that just keeps on giving. Thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to see the next video and I'll see you soon. Bye.